Hello and welcome to the very important art of cleaning your flute. For those of you who might haven't met, my name is Emma and you are currently watching The Techie Flautist. The main reason that we need to clean our flute is because the air that we blow through the instrument actually contains a lot of moisture. And when this air hits a surface, for example a window or the inside of our flute, it turns back into its liquid form. If we leave this excess liquid inside of our flute, it actually causes the pads of the instrument to wear out a lot faster, and it can even cause a sticking sound every single time you press down the keys, which is really not something that we want. Now, before we dive into cleaning your flute, there is just one thing I'd like you to be aware of, and that is that we're not going to use any form of polishing product on the outside of the instrument. If you want your instrument to be more shiny than it is, then you need to take it into a qualified technician and get it serviced. If you try and do it yourself, you can end up stripping the silver plating off the instrument and causing a lot of damage. Tarnish on the outside of a flute isn't actually a bad thing, it's only superficial. And I think that it's a good thing because it's a sign that your instrument is used and loved, and there's no point having an instrument if you're not going to use it. Another thing you're not going to use on your beloved flute is water. As I mentioned earlier, flutes do not like excess moisture, so please avoid liquid substances of any kind. What you are going to need to clean your flute is a lovely flute cleaning rod and a flute cleaning cloth or hanky. It really doesn't matter which one you use, there's no difference between them other than the price. You will pay a lot more for an official flute cleaning cloth, whereas you can pick up a pack of 5 hankies for just a couple of dollars. Your cleaning rod might be made of either plastic, metal or wood. I personally am not a fan of the metal ones because they end up scratching the inside of your instrument, which I guess isn't the end of the world, it's just not something that I like the idea of. Next, you want to thread the corner of your cleaning cloth through the hole at the end of your cleaning rod, kind of like a giant sewing needle. There is no hard and fast rule about how much of the cloth to thread through. However, if you thread through too much, it won't fit up your instrument, and not enough, and it will come unthreaded during the cleaning process. So have an experiment and just see what works well for you. Next, flip the cloth over the top of the rod so that the whole rod is covered by your cloth. You can give it a slight twist, but if you twist it too much, it'll become too thick to fit inside your instrument. Now you want to firmly hold the bottom of the stick and cloth with one hand and a part of your flute in the other. Make sure you hold your flute where there are no keys so that you don't accidentally damage them. Then gently feed the cleaning cloth inside your flute, twist it around, maybe go in and out a few times, and then you're all done. When you're cleaning your head joint, just be gentle and don't press too hard against the end of the flute. There is a cork at the end of your head joint that prevents air from escaping, and if you push too hard, you will move it slightly, and this will actually affect the tuning of your instrument. Then when you're all done, pop everything back into your lovely flute case. In the ideal world, you won't keep your cleaning cloth against your flute because all the moisture that was in the instrument is now in the cloth. However, some flute cases do not come with outside pockets, which is a little bit of a design flaw. When this happens, I just try to fold the cloth as flat as possible and keep it more so against the head joint than against the keys. My first flute was like this. It's not ideal, but there's not really a lot you can do, and so long as you still get your flute serviced regularly, it should be okay. And that's pretty much it. You're never going to get your flute perfectly 100% moisture free, but the aim is just to remove the bulk of it, so don't stress too much if you're like, oh, I can still see liquid in there. It's okay, the bulk of it is gone. And just one final note, if you are concerned about the tarnish on the outside of your instrument or its lack of shininess, you can keep a silver polishing strip inside the instrument. I actually do this for my bass flute because it is prone to tarnishing, and the first time this happened I completely freaked out because, no kid you, the entire instrument literally turned black. I took it straight to my technician. She said she'd never seen tarnish quite to this extent before, but she nonetheless was able to fix it and restore it to its happy, shiny self. And thankfully, it has not happened again since. We're not really sure what caused it. It could have come into contact with something. Who knows? Hasn't happened again, so that's the main thing. Anyhow, all the best with your flute cleaning. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.